All right, welcome to Real People, Real Testimonies. Today we're speaking with Rose. She's 37 years, been married for, I was going to say you're 37 years old.
Well,
She's been married for 37 years. She has 7 children and 25 grandchildren. That's just great in itself. So thank you, Rose, for being willing to share your testimony with us. So the first one, did you grow up in a Christian home?
Yes, kind of. Mum was brought up a Catholic and Dad was brought up a Methodist. And off and on through the years, Mum studied with Jehovah's Witnesses, so kind of.
Yeah, so you had a bit of a mixture there. That's all good. So what was the turning point in your life that made you decide to follow Jesus out?
There were lots of times in my teens when I kind of thought it was a good idea to go to church. I'd go to church with friends but it was any church. So I had a friend who was Catholic. We went to midnight mass together, and friends that went to like a Friday night youth group, and I used to go with them.
Okay,
so I was kind of around church. I looked at the Seventh-day Adventists and Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons and, done studies with them all. And I even got baptised a couple of times.
Yeah.
But, it didn't kind of grow from there.
Yeah.
So when Leo and I got together, we'd both been married before, and we had 6 children between us.
Sorry.
And we had one son between us. Got lost. And that causes a lot of stress and tension. So we were doing okay, but we weren't doing great in our marriage. Kind of surviving. Getting there. And we decided we needed to change, to do something.
Yeah.
So I said to Leo, let's go to church. Let's do that.
Give it a go.
Yeah. We found out later that some friends had been praying for us and talking to us, and suggested we go to some fellowship meetings. And in 1991, at one of those fellowship meetings, I had a life-changing encounter. It was one of those moments you read about that it just, this is what I need. There's this presence that's all around me. This is what I need.
Wow.
So that was my changing moment. Yeah. But I know there were people praying for us, and in our past.
Yes, no, that's great. I suppose that sort of answers the next question. Was your change instant or gradual? So,
well, that part was instant.
Yeah.
But then it's an ongoing process, isn't it?
Yes,
so the rest
is,
was gradual over the last 30 years. So, I
guess that's important for people to know too, that it's not, we are a gradual growth with Jesus.
Yes.
Every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's things that drop off your life fairly quickly.
Yeah.
And things that take a long time to be repaired or to drop off.
Yes.
You know, like
Yeah. So have you had a healing or a supernatural experience with God?
I've had a few. I've had visions of things that explained things to me. And I've had some healings. One was a long time ago. I had a really bad pain in my hip. To the point where I had difficulty walking, and walking up and down stairs was really, really difficult.
Yeah.
Just doing everyday things was quite difficult. And one night at a prayer meeting, we were just praying for each other, just in some people in pairs and some people in small groups. And this young girl and I were praying for each other, and we just started marching on the spot. And we didn't really pray anything. We were just in the spirit praying and marching.
Yep.
I felt a warm feeling come over me and didn't think too much about it. But after the meeting, I kind of realised that I was standing up straight and there wasn't any pain. So I kind of kept it to myself a little bit. And I was walking normally, and I could walk upstairs, and so on the Sunday morning I kind of said, I have a testimony. That was probably a really big one.
Yeah.
That was, I went from lots of pain and unable to do things properly to suddenly normal.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's excellent. So if you had to tell a non-believer why you are a Christian, what would you say to them?
I have stage 4 metastatic cancer, and I have peace.
Wow.
There's loving, caring, praying family and friends all around me. But most of all, I have no fear. I have no fear of death. I have no fear of the cancer at all. Every day that I'm alive is a good day.
Yeah.
And I know without a shadow of a doubt where I'm going.
Yeah.
So I cherish life, but I don't fear death. So for the non-believer, I think that is something that you only find in Christ.
Yes.
That whatever God chooses, I have peace with that. I have the utmost belief that whatever He brings in front of me, that I can handle, that my family and friends and I can handle, and that He's with me no matter what.
Yes.
it doesn't matter whether I'm on treatment, whether I'm, sitting in a chemo chair for 4 or 5 hours, or going to radiation every day, or whatever. I just know that God's in control.
Yeah. And that's awesome, because that's such a sort of confronting sort of thing that you're going through. It would be so easy just to be scared and just to have that inner peace because of God. That's testimony in itself. So that's really great. So what is do you have a go-to Bible verse? One that's always helps you?
It's Numbers 6:24-26. And it's the priestly blessing, it's called. It's the blessing that God said to bless the people with.
Yeah.
So the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. And I pray it over my children, I pray it over myself, I pray it over, friends. It shows the love that God has for us. And his desire for us to have peace and goodness in our lives. It's a Jewish theologian. I was reading once, and he said, I can't remember who he was, but I wish I could, but he said that it's probably the blessing that Jesus prayed over his disciples just before he ascended into heaven. And I thought, wow, that's pretty special, but that's my go-to.
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful one, especially with the testimony you've just given us, to have that peace.
Yes,
and that's what Jesus wants for us, to have peace. So I thank you, Rose, for sharing a snippet of your testimony with us.
Thank you.
As we sort of titled it, it's Real People, Real Testimonies, just to sort of show people out there that we don't have to be big, famous people to have a great testimony for God. But yeah, so thank you for that.
Thank you.